Hey, what's going on, guys? It's gonna be a short video. You're gonna come along with me as I paint this front bumper. There's a new bumper. I'm gonna show y'all the techniques and steps I take. I have my Scotch-Brite right here. I have an alcohol and water mixture right here that I'm gonna use to help me scuff it down. I have the paint. Everything's ready to rock and roll. The paint's gonna be gray. I think it's a Lexus color. It's pre-dawn mica metallic. I use alcohol mixture, 10% alcohol to water. I see this on TikTok, so it just kind of helps. But I'm basically gonna spray it. And I'm gonna scuff the entire bumper down. Okay, so I got the bumper ready to go. I washed it off with soap and water after I scuffed it. It did come in prime, so I'm gonna blow it down. I'm gonna go ahead and mix some sealer and seal it. Now this color is a dark gray. I'm gonna use a dark value sealer because it is gonna be a dark gray color. So I'm gonna go ahead and seal it first. And then after that flashes, then I'll base it and clear it. But let me go ahead and get this stirred up. I have my paint mixture over here. I normally, since this sits, for a while before I use it again, I'm gonna put it on there, give it a good shake, and I'm gonna mix it up. This one right here, this is an Acme product. It is an FS510 sealer. I got it from my local jobber. The mixing ratio on this is 4:1. So that's 4 parts of sealer to 1 part of hardener. And then I will put a reducer in there, just a smidge in there to make it a little bit more easier to atomize. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up and get this sprayed so it can start flashing, and then we can move on to the base coat. Like I said, this is a 4:1 product. So I have my mixing cup right here. Right here, there's an indication label that says 4:1 to 10% to 1. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my sealer in here to my desired number, whether it's 1, 2, or 3 right here on the first column. And then when my hardener is gonna go on the next column up to that same number. So if I come up to the 2 with the sealer, I'm gonna come up to the 2 right there with the hardener. That'll give me 4:1. And then I can just add my 10% in thinner. So it makes it a little bit easier and sprayable. So let's go ahead and get that mixed up. Once I get this mixed up, it'll be about 5 ounces, which will be more than necessary. So you don't need much. Sealer goes a long way. I'm gonna give this a good stir. Got to make sure that the chemicals are mixed real well, so I'm gonna get a good mix. Now I do have my Iwata W400 Kiwami 4. I talk about this a lot on my channel because I love this gun. I do have the one. It is the 1.4 tip. I find that I like the way it sprays for me. A lot of people use 1.3. I have my liner right here, my PPS liner. So I'm gonna get this thing set up so we can go in there and start spraying it. This thing is sealed already. I'm gonna go ahead and let it flash off before I start mixing the base coat. But it laid out nicely. I'm gonna make sure there's no nibs that need to be sanded, anything like that, and then we'll come back in here and lay the base. Okay, now that it's flashed, I have noticed that the red Scotch-Brite might have been a little bit too aggressive because you do have some scuff marks that are actually showing through the sealer. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get some 800 dry sandpaper, and all I'm gonna do is knock it down. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if you can see it there. Yeah, you can barely see them right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my red 800 grit and I'm just gonna knock that down a little bit before base coat. Just knock the top off of that because I don't want to have that breaking through. So just knock that down a little bit. The scuff pad was just a little bit too aggressive, but it's fine. This 800 should be able to take care of it. So let me go ahead and get this sanded down, those areas that are like that, and then I'll blow it off and we'll get the base coat mixed up. So now that the sealer's ready to go, I'm gonna go ahead and get my paint. I have it right here. It is gray pre-dawn metallic. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into my paint shaker, get it shaken up, make sure all the metallics and everything gets mixed real good so I can get this mixed up and into my spray gun. Now this is a 1:1 mixing ratio. I use Shopline paint, Shopline urethane base coat. So basically I have my base coat and it's gonna go 1:1 with my slow reducer. I'm using slow reducer because it is close to 90 degrees right now. I'm in South Texas. So I'm gonna use slow reducer, mix 1:1 with my base coat. I'm gonna put 3 good coats are enough to cover. And then once that's done, I let that flash for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then I'll shoot the clear coat over it. So right now, let's go ahead and get the base coat mixed up. All right, so as you can see, I laid my 3 coats of base coat on that bumper. I laid out nice and smooth. I'm super happy with the way it turned out. I just went in there and gave it one last look to make sure everything was fine, everything looks good. It's flashing right now a little bit more. I normally give it 20 to 30 minutes before I apply clear. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and mix my clear. Now what I'm gonna go with, on this particular bumper, I'm gonna use this Sprint clear. This is a 2K urethane acrylic clear coat. It is H43 is the number on it. This mixes 2 to 1, so that's 2 parts of clear to 1 part of hardener. So basically, if you do 10 ounces of clear, you would do 5 ounces of hardener. That's 2 to 1, you know, basic math. And then I normally add a little splash of reducer to my clear coat. So in this case, I'll throw a little bit of shop line reducer in there just to help get it to lay out nice and smooth. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up real quick. Again, same scenario like before. I use the same mixing cup and the same idea. Because it is 2 to 1, I go to the 2 to 1 column right here. And then whenever I figure out how much ounces I'm gonna mix for this particular bumper, then I'll come over here and I'll go, let's say I go up to the 5 right here with the clear, then I would go up to the second 5, the second column. That would be my hardener. That would be my 2 to 1. And then I can add my 10%, 25%, or one whole equal part of thinner, depending on how you spray. I'm gonna go ahead and add 25% first to see how that looks, and then we'll go from there. But I'm probably gonna go 2 coats, maybe 3 coats of clear. If I can get it real nice and slick on the second coat, and I'm comfortable with the coverage, I'll stop there. But if I feel like it needs that extra coat, I'll go that 3rd coat. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this mixed up and get this thing sprayed. So that gave me about 15 ounces. I'm gonna see if that's enough for the 2 coats. If I think I need more, I'll mix more. But that should in theory give me at least 2 coats at 15 ounces. So go ahead and get this stirred up and get it into the spray gun. Again, I got a new liner, PPS liner, an adapter ready to go. My gun's cleaned out. I'm gonna go ahead and stir this up, get it into the paint gun, and we'll go in and shoot it, finish this project out. All right, that's gonna wrap it up, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider hitting that like button for me. Drop a comment down below if you liked the video. Consider subscribing. If you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend to do so. Share this video with your friends. Drop a comment down below. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I'm glad y'all tuned in to the very end, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.